The first question I have for you is, how do people recognize you? Is it by first name, full name, as Mr. Mayor? Like, how does that normally work?
Well, anybody that knows me, it's just George. I think the first thing I had to do, there was the parking lot, and there were signs up there, and the sign was Your Worship Mayor. That was the bargain. I said, please redo that. You can leave Mayor if you want, but take off your worship.
It's very kingly,
yeah.
Isn't it? Right? The worship. Do you have fires in your backyard?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have, but my son and daughter-in-law are right beside us at the cottage. So, and yeah, my son's the expert fire starter. I like a big fire.
Yes.
You know, I mean, big fire, I'd stack the stuff and stuff like that. And I could see it across the lake, and everybody else could see the lake off. And then no one said anything, you know. And then of course, yeah, we'd like to have a fire that we can actually sit and look at the fire, you know. Everybody's backing up in the bush because my fire looks like.
Just recently, I started to get into fishing, and first of all, putting the worm on the hook is not as easy as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I got past that.
Use a minnow. Use a minnow.
A minnow? But then don't you have to like sort of squeeze it like out in the mouth, right? Or to be a good fisherman, you got to have these great excuses. So my father-in-law, we would go in the morning, and he said there was no fish because it rained last night. Then we go in the evening, and he would blame it on the current. And we go in the afternoon, and he said, I just want to show you, you can't catch fish in the afternoon. So he's very good at explaining why we cannot catch fish.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, no doubt. I mean, they're trying to, they've got the calendars, what time, where the moon is, all this kind of stuff. If it's 12 minutes after 2, you got to finish right there. Like, you know, who knew that? Is that Eastern time or daylight savings time?
I want the big fishing, like the picture with the big fish.
Doesn't matter. You can catch the smallest fish. You know, it's how you take the picture. Just hold it like this. It looks like you got a shark. You know, and it's wow.
It's like how people take selfies, but you've got to imagine it with the fish.
Oh yeah.
Certain angle.
Hold your arm like this, and man, it looks like the fish is like 14 feet. It works. That's the trick. It's not how big it is. It's how you take the picture.
So what do you do to unwind?
You know what? I work. I mean, I work, but when I'm off work, I like to putt around the yards and stuff like that, and whether it's landscaping, I like to be busy doing something around, doing something. It doesn't matter if it's redoing along the docks or whatever else. Competed in triathlons and things like that. And we had a group of guys when I was working at the Dome every lunch hour. We go for a run. So that was always a big part, and it was a great part of your day to go and do those runs, and you go down to the warehouse, and there was axles and stuff like that. So that's how we lifted weights and whatnot. So yeah,
like a Rocky IV montage. I live in Porcupine, so we know all about bears because bears are a regular visit. I live right across from the government complex.
What's your bear's name? I mean, you must have a pet.
Oh my God. One is Charlie, and then there's just been too many to
Yeah, they all have names.
So my neighbors have this beautiful apple tree, and they give us the apples, and we do eat them. But I realized how quick they were just the other night.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe like a teenage bear, I guess, not full size, but not a cub.
Yeah.
Is there a proper name for a teenage bear? I don't know what that is.
Impatient.
Impatient.
Yeah.
So it's standing at the bottom of the apple tree. I don't know, the apple tree, what, 25 feet tall?
Oh yeah.
Zip right up there, like instantly.
Yeah.
Those animals are so you can never outrun a bear.
You never, no.
I resodded my whole front yard and my whole backyard.
But Jamie, that's not difficult. The difficulty with sod is not learning how to put it on. It's how to keep the thing bloody stuff alive. Keep it alive.
You have to trick. Soak it.
It's got to let you know. Yeah. If it lasts 2 years, you're successful. But that's the trick. Make sure that you put that it lives.
Water.
Water.
I did have to redo a quarter of my sod near the end of the summer because less soaking. But really, that thing, you have to have the hose on it constantly.
So I did. I mean, I got a lawn I put in a couple years ago, and then I made a mistake this spring. I put way too much fertilizer down. So we got nice brown spots. I was walking down to the city hall, and the dogs, all the people have their dogs in there, you know. I was walking down 6, and I go sit, I'll park at DSAB or Yates or something, and then I come back on 6, and I was just walking along, and somebody came by, and I was walking, and they were in their car, then in the park, the dog barked. I jumped out of my skin.
So you golf? Do you still golf?
Oh, yeah, very, very. I walk better than I golf.
Yeah.
I mean, I golf is a knife walk. If you golf, you start getting in a routine golfing more often, and you'll start to have a few shots. Then you think you should be able to make these golfs all the time. You got to always come back and say, you know, I'm lucky to get one good shot.
I have only one good golf story, and we ran a fun tournament out at Sandy Falls.
Oh yeah,
in Mahoney. So
yeah.
I call it the Mahoney Miracle because all I had to do was sink a 3-foot putt for us to come like 4th place in the tournament, which was a big accomplishment.
Sure.
And I sank it, and they sort of carried me on their shoulders into the cup, and I called it the Mahoney Miracle. Parents say often, you know, you kids these days, your music, your movies. And when I grew up, I told my parents I'm never saying that. Like I will respect all genre of movies and music.
Yeah.
But now that I've heard some of the new music, I'm definitely saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not. Give me some Guns N' Roses. I go back to the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, even like the M&Ms and like I like all different types of music. But some of this new stuff, and I think I've turned into my parents now. Because
well, that's where then you start to think, well, I don't have any association with that, and so that's where I am. I remember having I guess maybe the first time I had the conversation with this was they were rappers, and Stuart said, you have to listen to the lyrics. What lyrics?
How early do you start your Christmas shopping? An early starter or a late guy?
Probably in the afternoon of the 24th.
So you like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Don't buy gift cards because I did that a couple of years ago and that it was not a good Christmas morning because you obviously didn't put any thought into it.
No, I spend more time thinking about getting the Christmas tree. I used to go Christmas trees out all year long, and I picked the one and I cut it down, and I still am doing it.
So me and you will both be in trouble if we're at the shopping center on Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. looking through. Me and you will both be in trouble. We know that already.
There we go.
So maybe we got to plan a week earlier.